Can you imagine the news tomorrow when you had 694 children in a pod meant for 80 people, managed by 2 Border Patrol agents? Can you imagine the problems with COVID that we're experiencing at the border? 14,000 unaccompanied children a month. It's the biggest issue facing the country in many ways right now. The Border Patrol said there is no end to this. Tough conditions. What we're asking the men and women of the Border Patrol to do is inhumane. They have to deal with things that I don't know how they make it through the day. I don't know how their families stay together. So we owe it to them. Finally, the president said, I'm not going to apologize to anybody about my policies. Mr. President, you need to apologize to those whose job it is to secure the country for making their job impossible. And most importantly, you need to change. Tough conditions. What we're asking the men and women of the Border Patrol to do is inhumane. They have to deal with things that I don't know how they make it through the day. I don't know how their families stay together. So we owe it to them. Finally, the president...
Where Border Patrol become babysitters, changing diapers, providing food, that is not their job. Their job is to secure the border. And one of the things that we saw is that we're seeing drug cases go down and smuggling cases go up. Why? Because Border Patrol is focusing on people trying to come in. So it's a cost analysis that you have to look at. And, you know, the organizations know exactly what they're doing. They'll send people one way and then send drugs the other way. And that's one thing that we have to keep in mind.
Mr. President.
I think it'll be good. Look, quite honestly, he sent a delegation up here, the Homeland Secretary, the Acting Secretary for Health and Human Services, and a whole bunch of people from the White House. You know, they were about 2 miles away from my house. They never gave us a courtesy. They didn't call Congressman Vela, Congressman Gonzalez. They didn't talk to anybody at the border. You know, you can't say that a couple hours at the border is a substitute for a lifetime of experience. There's a lot of people on the border that live this day after day, the NGOs, the judges, the mayors down here. This is what they need to pay attention to. It's okay to listen to immigration activists, but they gotta listen to the border communities. They gotta listen to the border communities because after all, we live here. We don't just come visit. The only thing what makes this a difference is the pandemic, because Border Patrol capacities at 25%. You know, the other places are working at a very different way. You know, we've been complaining that we're not getting enough vaccines at the border and getting our hospitals overloaded. So when you start letting people in that some of them have not been vaccinated, it does cause some concern to us over here. And at this point, people have asked me this question: why are we letting undocumented people into the U.S., but the legal visa holders from Mexico that spend over $19 billion a year, they're not letting those people in? The border restrictions. That's something I told the White House. You need to pay attention to the local communities, because that resentment, it's starting to build, that they're letting undocumented people in, but the legal visa holders that come visit their families or spend $19 billion in the U.S., they're not coming in.